of what a DMT experience would be like. There was a National Geographic magazine columnist that went to the Amazon to, quote, experience DMT and take it along with the shamans and this ayahuasca tea. And she had stated in the article that she basically was an atheist, so she had a lot of skepticism about these spiritual aspects. But what happened was when she actually took it in their little circle where they pass it around and take it, she said she experienced, and this is just a summary, she was falling down this deep chasm or abyss and surrounded by souls that were crying out to her, that were reaching out with their arms and crying out and asking, pleading for help, that she would get them out of where they were stuck or kept. And she landed in the bottom of this pit and saw 3 thrones that were enthroned with figures on them, and she was absolutely terrified for her life. She could sense the evil and hate, and they said that you are doomed here, you'll never leave, there is no hope, there's no way out of here. And one of the curious things about this particular drug, unlike just a garden variety hallucinogen, is that communal experiences seem to be possible with this drug, where people experience a common reality. And according to her narrative there, a couple other people who were more experienced that had taken the drug actually intervened in her incidents and brought her out of this particular event. And it's very interesting that having a reputable group like National Geographic actually published this, and someone who really was not promoting the drug per se, but she makes some pretty far-out claims that, for example, that as soon as that incident was over, she began throwing up and threw up something that appeared to be a black snake in the bowl where she was throwing up and things like this. So these are experiences that are really unparalleled, even amongst other hallucinogenic drugs. But one of the key studies with DMT that really caused a lot of attention, and this is one that really got my attention in this whole subject area, was a study that was done by Dr. Rick Strassman, a psychiatrist, a clinical psychiatrist, back in 1991 at the University of New Mexico, funded by the federal government. They were formal clinical trials in hospital, well-funded, under tightly controlled conditions, and they were documented in a book called DMT, the Spirit Drug, which is a book that's still available. And I reviewed that book, and they screened them out. A number of the subjects, for example, had no knowledge of UFOs, any kind of information like this. A few of them were prior drug users, so they could determine if this was like a common trip that they'd had before or something unique. The rest of them were not drug users. So they looked at these various facets. But what they found consistently was within seconds of intake, these subjects interacted, these test subjects, with creatures that resembled alien greys or reptilian creatures or even insectoid creatures, and reliably interacted with these kind of creatures. And in fact, these insectoids sounded like praying mantis or locusts, actually. While the test subjects were there, they were even being interviewed while they were having this experience. So Dr. Strassman was talking to them, taking notes while they were encountering these entities. And they were aware that they were in 2 worlds.